the business is that I still was trying to feel it out, and it's
Mm-hmm.
actually starting to feel good.
Yes, that's what's so exciting. Yeah. It really was. We had a complete pivot kind of like 6 months in. We started wanting to work with people to get people in the film industry just to work in production. And, with all of the strikes, all of the information that we learned over this last year about the film industry, we had to really make a quick, even change directions, just pivot once again, kind of go at the same goal from a different angle, um, which we'll definitely discuss a little bit later. But making that pivot had to be quick, but we really got with it very quickly too. Like we easily reeled in our services, easily edited our website, and just like kept putting our head down and making sure we knew what we wanted to deliver. Um, so yeah, like talk a little bit about the pivot that we did have to make from mentorship to what we're doing now, and you can kind of shed a little light on what we're doing now too.
Awesome. Okay, so the pivot actually had to happen because the film industry has been punched in the nose and kicked in the throat about 3 times now.
Yeah.
So COVID hit, nobody's working, and some productions are considered um, like necessary workers.
Mm-hmm.
During that time in COVID, there were certain productions that were greenlit to continue filming. And I know Tom Cruise was one of those productions.
Uh-huh.
Tyler Perry actually did his productions in what was called the bubble, where everyone was getting tested once, twice a day to make sure that they are not infecting the crew. Then we had a strike.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had another strike. And so, with all of that turmoil, a lot of the productions decided to go overseas. And living in Georgia, Marvel was really, really instrumental in employing a lot of people in Georgia. Georgia has a really great tax incentive credit for productions to come and film here. And the great thing about Georgia is that we have seasons and we are able to make anything pretty much look like anything.
Yep.
They've got big studio lots, Assembly Studios, Trilith Studios, Tyler Perry Studios. So we've got the infrastructure both for interior and exterior, production.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with jobs going overseas, it's kind of hard to educate people and help people and create career pipelines for jobs that are not around the corner.
Right.
And to ask someone to relocate their family and themselves to Manchester, the UK, just for a 6 month gig or a 3 month gig is really unattainable.
Yeah.
But the great thing about the film industry is that now it's really an indie market. People are craving originality, original story,
Mm-hmm.
grassroots, community. Just think about Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler with Sinners, that I actually have to say is the one movie within the last year that got me out of my living room and into the movie theater with a bucket of popcorn.
Yes. Yes.
I probably saw that movie 4 times or 5 times.
I've seen it six, so you probably have seen it four. Yes.
Right. So that Ryan Coogler has a community.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm kind of leaning that the indie film market is very live and vivacious at this time because you want authentic, original stories. Ryan Coogler wrote that. That's not a franchise. That's not a sequel. That's not a,
Yeah.
So, and there's a community around it. So I think the indie market was really the great pivot for I Am Media, because with my experience working on the Hunger Games, Coming to America, Insecure, High Flying Bird, I understand big box Hollywood production companies. I
Yeah.
know their infrastructure. I know how they run the operations. I know the department heads that have to speak with each other in order for things to flow properly. Because when you go Hollywood and big production companies, they're not playing about their money.
Right.
And with that mindset that I have able to gain within the 8 years working in the AD department as a production assistant, and also in the production office, knowing the paperwork and the contracts and the day out of days for the actors, I think that it was best for I Am Media to really package that based on my experience and give it to the indie market.
Yeah.
I think that, that pivot is very, very strong now. It did take us about the 9 months to kind of breadcrumb ourselves here, but I
Yeah.
always knew that that was my strong suit.
Mm-hmm.
And I always knew that that's what I could give to a production. I just didn't know that that baby was the indie market.
Yeah.
Or content creators who are doing episodics on YouTube or whatever platform, going that Issa Rae route, building community to get buy-in and get the big box, production companies to buy their projects.
Yeah.
So, yes, the pivot was very, very necessary. And I'm happy we're here.
Yes, it has been amazing. We definitely started off the business as I think a lot of business people would tell, new entrepreneurs to do. You go based off of what people have said they want from you. And a lot of people were coming to you asking, hey, how do I get into film? Hey, how do I get into film? But I think another big part of business is like understanding when you've kind of hit the ceiling. And that's something we're so good at. Like you said, it took us about 9 months to get here, but it feels way clearer. The path feels clearer. The delivery of the product feels clearer because now I feel like people need exactly what we're offering, even though that wasn't what we started with.
You're
Um,
right.
so we dived right in. We didn't even really introduce ourselves. So let's take a moment to introduce ourselves really quick. Go ahead.
Sorry. My name is Monique Shaw. I am the CEO. I am the founder of I Am Media Productions. I am a big advocate on creating career pipelines for women of color that want to work in film and television.
Yes.
That's
And
me.
yes, I am Imani Woodard, and I am the operations manager of I Am Media. I am a visionary at heart, and I am really, really interested in building systems for people of color's businesses. We kind of already touched on it, but there's a block between indie and big Hollywood productions. And I think what we're doing is literally giving those tools and resources we learned from those big productions to the indie market. And that is something that is really my life purpose, is to help small businesses and individuals create something as big as a lot of the companies we see. So I am really excited to have been working with I Am Media for this past year. I am a student too, so I'm literally learning and applying at the same time.
And you're doing so good.
Thank you so much.
You're
Oh
doing
my gosh.
amazing.
Thank you so much. I did want to reflect on the last year. Um, when you are literally celebrating something, you kind of forget the path behind you. And I would like to just bring up the fact that we have done a lot in 1 year. A lot.
Really?
With only two people, Monique and I, full time, and three freelancers that have come in, project to project. But we have worked with now two clients, working with them to get their book to a script. We are working with a client now who's in the script phase, trying to hire their production team. We have done a tour at Assembly Studios for architecture students. We have done two live creative labs with Angie Thomas, Kay Lee, which if you don't know, you got to go find out. You got to go
If you
research those
don't
names.
know, you need to know.
You need to know. We literally have probably sold about 5 to 10 tickets each event. We are working on getting with two more organizations to do some more work with architecture students. We're also working with a possible another production company to help staff their production. And that's all been in 1 year. We've had a lot of discovery calls as well that haven't turned into things, but that has been all in 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we've cloned ourselves. We've Control Alt Delete, copy paste,
Literally.
all of that within a year, and we got all of that done.
Yeah. And
Congratulations.
literally edited our website like 50 million times, you know?
Edited our website. Viral breakdowns are actually my favorite.
Yeah.
The viral breakdowns for me is what my family has to deal with when they watch a show with me. I'm like, that's the production designer's job to make sure that the curtains match the outfits, match the rug, match the...
Yep.
My family's like, can we just watch the movie? No.
No.
There's a machine behind everything you see on TV.
Exactly. I hear that
literally how I sign in and sign out of my viral breakdown videos. You enjoy those?
Yes, I hear that line every time I watch something. I'm like, there's a machine behind this production. Or it's the line of, you think this just happens? Nope.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And what really burns me is that when people are like, oh, I didn't like that movie. It was dumb. Oh, it was stupid. It's so many very, very experienced creatives, artists, just professionals giving you their art. And yeah, the dialogue might be stiff, and yeah, he's got on khaki pants when he really needs some Tom Ford, but it's really someone's craft.
Yeah.
It's their art.
Yeah, and also movies are expensive. If you're seeing it on television, it was probably $1 million+. So yeah, it might not be good, but somebody saw the vision. Someone did. So yeah, truly an amazing year. I think it's really important to give a little bit more context to people who don't know us, to pretty much let them know why film and how you even got into this industry.
Why film and why did I get into this industry? I really think that it's in my soul and my spirit. I really don't know anything else. Why film is because I was really introduced to film in a very loving way. I am the oldest, and being the oldest, it's kind of like your alone time when you're the oldest of siblings. And I would find myself a lot sitting in front of a television doing homework, or, on the weekends, I would want to see that movie. Mm-hmm. And the first movie that I can really attach to is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I think that Indy and his dad's adventure together really resonated with me. I would watch that movie, and at the time I didn't know, but I was editing in my head, like, why would he jump off of that mountain? And how did he get on the horse from jumping? And wait, is the fireplace spinning? Like, how is it spinning? And it was just so amazing to me. And then I had an uncle, Uncle Carl, rest in peace, love him to pieces, but he would sneak me into movies. I am so sorry, Uncle Carl. He would sneak me into movies, and we would pay for one movie and literally come out of the movie theater and it's nighttime.
Wow.
So we would just go from movie theater to movie theater. I think my aunt would just give him cash to just go.
Take
You
'em.
and Mo, just go. And so I just love movies. And when I went to college, I always knew that I wanted to be a film director. And it ended up that my career started at Verizon Wireless as a marketing and communications consultant. So I was in charge of live broadcasts, filming videos, instructional videos, leadership talking head videos. You know, this is the mission for the year for the company.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't directing films.
Yeah. Very
It-
different.
Very different. It just felt, and at the time, I probably created being a content creator because I took an old office and I set up a camera, and the vice presidents would just walk in, we'd record them, I'd edit it and get it on the intranet for, the corporations.
Wow.
But it just didn't feel right. Everything was, well, you can't do it because it's outside of this box. And I decided that it wasn't for me. So I quit my job and I went out searching for how to be a director. Now,
Wow.
the funny thing about that is how to be a director working in film and television is nowhere on the internet.
Nowhere. Even now in 2026.
Yes, even now. So it took me about 2 years to figure out how to get on that path. And I think why film? I think because it really drew me to it, and I ended a career that I knew wasn't right for me in search of it.
Mm-hmm.
That is really what birthed I Am Media, because it shouldn't have been that hard.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. How does, quitting your job, then, spending 2 years trying to figure out how to get on set translate into a business that is now, giving resources to be in the indie film market?
Yeah. All of the experts would say, create a solution for a problem that you've had.
Yep.
And that is a business idea. I'm very solution oriented. I think that film and television and writing a script and dressing a character and lighting a room is a passion. It's soul searching, it's researching, it's empathy, it's wow.
Mm-hmm.
And to make it so hard to give that to a masses or the public or production, it shouldn't be that hard. Now, you do have a couple of knuckleheads that just want to be in Michael B. Jordan's face, or a couple of knuckleheads that just want to harass Issa Rae and she's working.
Right.
But overall, everybody on a film set wants to be there because there's a passion for what they're doing. And I just think that should be an easy solution for people. You got so many people working in corporate America that hate their jobs, but they have like 20 unfinished scripts on their computer.
Right. And it's literally because they don't really know after writing the script, now what? How do I actually make money from this thing?
hmm And that's what I am media is. I am media is to create career pipelines, to stand in the gap, to create equity, especially for underrepresented populations. And underrepresented could just possibly mean I have this script. What do I do now? Or I like to dress, but I want to work on set in the costume department.
Hmm.
Even those answers should be readily available. So it's not a barrier, it's not a wall, it's a bridge.
Yeah, so pretty much you're bringing accessibility to film. And we could definitely question why it is so gate kept, but the fact that we all literally absorb content so often, it really shouldn't be that hard to get it done. And then also, like, people who do indie films, like, the quality doesn't translate to a Hollywood, movie either. And I think that's not really fair as well because, I mean, a $6 million movie, how can Jalen on the street really acquire $6 million to get his movie done? Like, come
Right.
on. And I really think there's other options than that. So I think I Am Media bringing that accessibility to different individual creatives is very needed, especially with the climate of the world.
And to be honest, we would rather see Jalen's story opposed to another Karate Kid version 17.
Like, literally, I'm so tired of the sequels. So tired. So tired. And working in this business, I am technically not a film and TV native. I am from the fashion world, but being in film for this last year, I really understand that the film industry thrives off of IP, intellectual property. So most of these stories are being remade because they've already acquired the IP. So now let's just kind of, almost like milk it for everything it has. But I think, there's still opportunity for other IP, and even with the state of the world right now, we are not even seeing enough stories told of these underrepresented groups,
Mm-hmm.
underrepresented communities. So it's like, at a point, when do we start seeing more of those stories?
Yeah. During the Great Depression, the Harlem Renaissance was birthed.
Yep. This does feel like a renaissance happening currently. Really
hmm
does. So yeah, that's really, really interesting. Working in the film industry has been so eye-opening, but I also love it. I didn't really want to work in film when I was younger because the long hours and all of this. But working on the higher level of it, I really do understand why people love film. And I've even fallen in love with film and art in general through this industry because it's literally everything put together to create this one thing.
It
Yeah.
is so eclectic. It is costumes, it is lighting, it is scripting, it is directing, it's camera movement. It's such a beautiful, beautiful dance,
It really is.
especially when you know what you're looking at. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can look at things and be like, wow. Now I am that girl that just wants to blow up a bank or flip a
Yes.
car. But I don't do romance movies. I try not to. I like a little action. But when I watch a show, I am watching a show. I am studying because eventually, one day, I will direct my own movie. I am currently in the process of packaging as an executive producer a new project,
Yes.
and I'm very excited. It is definitely, we're under NDA, so I can't give too much information, but it is a writer from North Carolina, and his script is so amazing. I love it. I love it. I think that this is a great, perfect way to make this, something that I Am Media can enhance for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that when we are, as a company, in this lane, I think sky's the limits.
For real, sky is definitely the limit. So, what does Aya Media stand for beyond production? What do you see? What's the vision for Aya Media 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Hmm. That's really a hard question. And it's not that I haven't thought about my business, it is the state of the industry.
Yeah, yeah. We are definitely kind of walking on eggshells trying to figure out where it's going completely.
Yeah, because you have to really, really, really think about this. LA's not shooting.
At all?
Like, as they,
Sparsely.
yeah, sparsely, their production has gone down 58%.
Wow, and that's Hollywood. That's where
And
it
that's
started.
and that's Hollywood. And sitting here in Georgia, the reason why, if any productions are here, is because our tax incentive at the moment was better than LA.
Mm-hmm.
So the great migration to Georgia, but now the industry as a whole is kind of hurting. So now that leap went over to Canada and the UK.
Okay.
So 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, I would really, really love to be an equity lab. I would love to be an ecosystem. I know that there are a lot already out there, and I don't think that I am reinventing the wheel
Mm-hmm.
because I know the stress of that. I think I am media as more of a collaborator. I
Mm-hmm.
think that we are at a very strong point, especially in my career, that I've met some wonderful people. And in meeting wonderful people, I've learned that my network is best when I learn how to connect the dots on a project that I'm trying to get done. You know, if a project just needs an entertainment lawyer, I
Here you
have a
go.
network.
Mm-hmm.
If I need to package something for an investor's package so you can get funding or distribution, I have a network. I'm a connector.
Yeah.
And I think that as we grow and as we have an ecosystem, my number one priority is women of color and increasing the diversity numbers. Because when you hire a Black woman on a film set, cohesiveness and collaboration is a no brainer. We involve everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And with my experience, I'm not being discriminatory. I am just reporting the news.
Right. Right. Hiring a woman in general, but like we said, we're not going to be discriminatory.
Right. I think that the diversity numbers for the number of Black female directors in this industry is disgusting right now.
Mm-hmm. And we do have a video on our Instagram kind of going over what those numbers actually are if you guys want to take a look because they are under 30%.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like we have a lot of work to do. I am working with a mentor who works in the government space, in the public space, and I asked her to mentor me because I think this idea is bigger than me, and I think that she has direction to kind of lead me down the right path, regardless if people are filming in our backyard or filming across the pond.
Mm-hmm.
At least, you know, that equity and those opportunities. The goal is to put women of color at the table to make decisions, at the front of the room to make decisions. It's not about running the show, it is about equity. It is about sitting on a film set and not being able to find a familiar face anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just because they never got the memo of how to get to this spot.
Yeah, to get to the table. Exactly. That's
Hmm.
really amazing. And I really think even with year one, we are, you know, jogging towards that already. So by year 5 and 10, I can see those diversity numbers truly being increased, not only just from us, but our collaborations and the people that we end up connecting with.
Hmm.
Truly. So before we close this out, I want to do something a little fun and ask you more about your experience on set. Kind of in like a fun question way. So the first question I have is, what is your craziest set story? Crazy also can be defined as like something that's like left you like, I can't even believe that happened.
I mean, if you know me, you already know my craziest set story is I got punched in the stomach by a kid actor.
That is the craziest. Like, I cannot believe that happened still to this day.
It's like a whole lineup, kids, and then I hear what?
Like,
Where's your mama?
what? Literally. Because
So
I need to
yes,
call her right now.
that was craziest, and then the second craziest would be me taking a flight from New York home to Atlanta because Issa Rae said and gave me the thumbs up to interview for a production assistant job on Insecure season 3.
Mm-hmm.
I got in my car when I got to Atlanta and I drove to California for 3 days. I woke up in Arizona. Arizona, remember your location. I woke up in Arizona and my car was covered in snow.
Insane. Who knew Arizona snowed? Insane.
Well, obviously it does.
Now you know. Exactly.
So I've got two crazy stories for you on the live, but I've got plenty more.
Exactly. Okay, so what is your favorite crafty snack?
Oh, my favorite crafty snack. I think there used to be these mandarin oranges but they were dry fruit
Mm-hmm.
and they were just so sweet and so good, but they weren't like sugar
Like
because
candy, yeah.
like candy, yeah. The food is so free that you're moving and you're moving and you're moving, but you still want to be conscious about what you're eating and drinking. So those mandarin oranges, I would like literally palm them and put them in my fanny pack. And I also like the Martinelli's apple juices.
Oh yeah. Those are good.
Are so rich, honey. I felt so rich drinking them things. I love that.
Now, a film set has some of the best snacks slash food ever. Literally. Yes.
And the coffee. The catering truck is usually with my amazing Latino catering crew, and they can make a mean espresso. Ooh, ooh, Poppy. Yes.
Yes.
So the coffee, if we're going to categorize it as a crafty snack, it should be.
Yes. So, what was your favorite location to shoot at?
Mm. My favorite location to shoot at would have to be Manhattan Beach, California, working on an Insecure set.
Okay.
California is so iconic that when you see it on TV, you know it's California. But to be there and filming in California, especially I'm an East Coast girl.
Mm-hmm.
So California is really my most favorite place to shoot. And I know I live in Georgia and I know I live in Atlanta, and I know Atlanta is amazing. It's Wakanda forever.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the street. Like
Yeah.
that's just up the street for me.
It's too regular now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
I did move from Columbia, South Carolina to Alpharetta, Georgia for, the skyline of Atlanta.
yeah.
But by the time I got into film and television, it was just up the block for me.
Yeah.
Traveling for film was very exciting for me. And when I worked in California on Insecure, I lived in a little boy's bedroom for 6 months and paid more rent than I ever had paid for a room. But I loved every moment of working on the Insecure set. I love that crew. That crew I'm still in contact with now. So I'd have to say California.
Yes, literally, whenever I travel to LA or I'm actually stationed in New York, every time I walk outside, I'm like, I just feel like I'm in a movie. Like, those locations just feel so theatrical, so I definitely can understand that.
Yeah, New York is a high two. It might be a 1.7
Yeah.
because when you're in New York, it, the thing about New York though, when I shot in New York, I worked with Steven Soderbergh, and Steven Soderbergh is such an amazing director. We just walked through the meatpacking district and walked down the street, and he was like, "Right here, we're filming right here," and the crew would just stop and we would film,
Wow.
and then we keep walking like we like walked like so far, and then he right here. So I didn't really go into cafes and bodegas, and I didn't do all of that. But when I visit you, I love New York. It's always like, oh wow, you can make a movie in here. It's
Literally everywhere. You're like, ooh, like literally, I feel like Steven Soderbergh, like this would be perfect for a movie. Literally. Exactly. So my last question is gonna be I am media coded for this fun question part. What is your favorite product that you've launched this year?
favorite product. I don't want to be biased, but I think it's Creative Labs.
I love Creative Labs. I can't even lie.
I love Creative Labs because fortunately and unfortunately, I feel like I'm just talking on the phone with my friend.
Yes, and that's actually a good thing for us audience because I'm like, you learn so much on Creative Labs that you were never really expecting to learn. Once again, I'm not native to film, so like learning what people have to go through to get their scripts to a director, learning what Kaylee had to do just to get the job to work for Euphoria and Secure, like it's so interesting and so insightful from also a student standpoint as well.
Yes. And not and to kind of big up my girl Kay, like where are you gonna get that knowledge from? Because this is Kaylee.
Like literally.
Like this
Nowhere.
is Kaylee. Like Kaylee is that girl. So she would probably laugh and blush, but Kay don't, because
Yeah.
you are really that girl.
Yeah.
Angie Thomas is that girl, been that girl. I'm even reading her new YA book, like I'm a teen girl, because she just writes so phenomenally. I love Angie Thomas. I worked with her on The Hate You Give, and that movie was the first movie that I ran base camp. And just a little vocabulary, base camp is like home base to get the actors through hair, makeup, costumes, and out the door. It's like getting the kids ready for school and putting them on a school bus to set. And with that show, I learned so much. And the great thing about it is no one knew at the end that that was the first time that I ever ran base camp. So nobody died.
Clock it, honey. She know how to do her job.
Right. And I didn't get punched in the stomach in that one.
Thankfully. Oh my goodness.
But yes, Creative Labs is my favorite. I actually sit down and listen to Creative Labs when I'm in the office kind of doing the I am media work. just want to make sure that the information resonates. And if you are a member of Creative Labs, if you are on our YouTube channel and you're wanting to get into film and television, or if you're just interested in the craft itself, I definitely recommend Creative Labs as a product
Yeah.
for our consumers.
Something you can listen to while washing dishes, doing errands, in between doing, more work that doesn't have to do with you thinking. You're just kind of just busy work. Because you definitely don't want to miss the nuggets in those videos, but it truly is an amazing product. If you can't do a replay, we are having some new ones this year. We'll announce the different departments we'll be working on, but truly a great product. I love that one too.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about stunts.
Oh, I can't wait. Stunts, and I'm not gonna
Makeup.
reveal. Yeah, I'm not gonna reveal the other ones, but
We're going to be talking about makeup, and we're
yes.
going to be talking about hair.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
hopefully we'll get directing, but it's realism and fantasy directing.
Yes, that's the one I'm excited for too. Stunts and the effects as well, the directing for hero movies. But to close this out, I would love to know what you are hoping for and looking forward to in year 2 of business.
What I am hoping for is a staff. I think that I am hoping for, because I'm looking forward to elevating and connecting with more people. I think that with the staff coming in, I think it's an easy buy-in for them to understand our mission, vision, and goals.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're doing it for the people. So
Definitely.
I think that if you're on that same plane, that you can relate and really make an impact on this business, because I think that once we get a little bit more hands, I think that we can expand out more. And I'm really looking forward to that. I think that this two-man show is beautiful. It helps to set the foundation, but I think we are ready to start flying.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to scale. And our business is so stewed in purpose, mission, and vision that truly anybody who does come on staff has to be aligned with that vision. And if they are, that is going to be the fire we need in every department to really, really grow and scale. So I'm looking forward to that as well. We are having interns come into the business a little bit later in the year, but even with that, I'm excited to see what that push gives us as well.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Well, I do want to thank you as our operations manager. I think that you being a fresh brains millennial is really impactful and helpful to this business. No, I don't know how to set up a Google Meet and make sure that the link is accurate, but you are so much more than that. So thank you.
No problem. I literally fix small issues to big issues, but I want to thank you. I've been kind of trying to work in business for a long time, and my strong suit is not on demand creativity. It just isn't. I'm more of I like to go with the flow when it comes to creativity and create when I feel like it. So actually getting to do something that I'm good at, that I've been wanting to do, that I actually have the authority to do, has been so exciting. And I really think it has helped our business be so successful so far, because it really is a duo, a dynamic duo we have, where it's like you're really in creativity and I'm really in operations and systems. So thank you for having me. Thank you for, working with me even though I'm a student. It really has been amazing. Like, I have no notes. It's really been a great time. Yes.
to 1 year of business and many, many more.
Many, many more to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.